We shall overcome. We shall overcome. We shall overcome someday. Hey, oh, deep in my heart. Oh, I do believe that we shall overcome someday. We shall live in peace. We shall live in peace. We shall live in peace someday. Oh, deep in my heart, I do believe we shall live in peace someday. You know, I'm really singing that song today, despite of all the stuff that is going on. And this is really not B sector. So if you're looking for something B sector right now, this is not the time. It ain't B sector today. You know, I was listening to Tony Rock, which is Chris Rock's brother. And even though it was a comedy show last night, he made a joke about what's up, pizza, Miss Philadelphia, Janice CDP. He made a joke about reopening the Underground Railroad, and he said we know the way. He said we know the way. Y'all don't know this, and he said, and we're gonna meet at the Alamo. And it was a joke, but there is some truth to this, and there are some people who gonna need some help. Now, I am going to say that Tony Rock did say that y'all don't always treat us well, but in spite of, we know what it is to be an oppressed people. And don't think it that because they let you put white Spanish or Spanish of color, that you are immune from racism and classism. And I thought that was really interesting because Tony Rock and those Rock boys are very, very smart men. And I really thought about that, you all. The people who make your hotel beds, the people who work at your restaurants, the people who clean clothes, those people who pick the fruits and vegetables, those people who work in the meat processing factories, those people who do your nails, yes, even the Asian people. See, we don't look at that, but even our Asian brothers and sisters are are subjected to this executive order. And it's gonna be a time where you're gonna do what's right or you're just gonna go with the status quo. There is a man, and I cannot think of who he is at the moment, but he wrote that when they came after the socialists, I didn't do anything because I wasn't a socialist. When they came after the gays, I didn't do a thing because I wasn't gay. When they came after the Jews, I didn't do anything because I wasn't a Jew. But when they came for me, there was nobody around because I didn't speak out. And I'm just saying, you all, this is a time where people are going to have to really say, am I going to do what's right or am I going to stand with the status quo? And that's the truth. And I thank God for those white people. See, because all white folk ain't bad. I'm telling you, everybody ain't bad. there were some people who really did say that, this is a human being. This is a person who's trying to just do their best to make it. And this is a person, not an animal, not a number. And the Underground Railroad was not only a network for black people, but there were white people who took the risk to house black people to lose their standing and reputation in the community to help us. And I'm telling you all, this is going to be a trying 2025. And I'm telling you, I know people ain't coming over here in droves. But see, this is what we really need to hear. This is what we really need to hear. Diversity, equity, and inclusion is not only about black people. It's about women. It's about veterans' preference. It's about making the playing ground equal for all. Not about only LGBTQ. It's about women getting contracts because they couldn't. And even with that, they skirt around that because some of these bigger contractors put their wives up to be contractors to get the contract. Baby, people have been skirting around these laws, but this is what we're saying on today, you all. This is not only just a black people thing. It's a women's thing. It's an LGBTQIA thing. It's a veterans preference thing. It's all of those things. If you've ever been to prison, it's your thing. Because now somebody can deny you just because you went to jail. Even though we have a president with 34 counts and been convicted, but you may not be able to get a job. It's already tough out there anyhow for a felon, but now to make it even worse. And my thing is, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? You may not get hired now because you may be a Muslim. You may not get hired now because you are not Christian. Let me say this. When you erode somebody's rights, you erode your own. And I'm not being over dramatic. Baby, those people are doing some things right now that we better wake up. ICE will be able to go into schools, churches, all types of places to collect and gather people. And if you all think groceries are going to go down, you start taking these immigrants and moving them out. Who's going to pick the peas? Who's going to pick the strawberries? Who's going to work in those hotels? And I'm just being honest right now. America runs on cheap labor. And the sad part about it is most of us we're not going to do those jobs. We are not going to do those jobs. Even if they pay well, we may still not do those jobs. So even though they're shipping these immigrants out, eventually they're going to find a way to bring them back in. But see, this is the problem. If these people are good enough to work in these factories, then they should be able to participate in the American experience. We're all immigrants. Unless you're an indigenous American, meaning that you were here already, we are all immigrants. This is why I have a problem with Irish American immigrant telling us that Mexicans or people who are brown shouldn't be here. You all came over here because your potato crops failed. Italian immigrants. You all were considered black at one time. The black people of Europe. And you were treated like dirt. But yet you're here and you contributed to society. And see, the thing is, it's not even people sneaking in the border now. It's people who are trying to come in the right way that are being stopped. The app has been taken off. Baby, it's getting ready to become, yeah, yeah, you know, yeah. So now, yeah, and can I say this? It's a lot of people who voted for Trump in San Antonio who were Mexican. They didn't think that their family would be affected. But now, on Tuesday, which is 2 days from now, ICE is getting ready to collect some people. I think I know where they're going to be going. Oh, come on. So if you got people who work in the meat processing plant, they better not go to work on Tuesday. If you have people who work at the produce department for HEB, you better not go to work. Okay? Y'all gonna see housing prices jump up. D.R. Horton, Citterly Homes, y'all better get ready because, baby, most of those people who build in your houses are undocumented workers. See, we think that this thing is cute, but it's going to adversely affect us. Whether you like immigrants or not, whether you think they're doing this or not, you are going to be adversely impacted about this. And baby, if you erode one person's freedom, you erode everybody's freedom. It ain't about the gay thing. It's about veterans preference. It's about a whole lot of stuff. And we better get to this. Baby, this thing is not only about race, it's about class, it's about a whole lot of stuff. And baby, these oligarchs want to take us back to the Gilded Age.
Yeah.
Now we can sit up here and fight each other, but baby, we gotta wake up because we all need each other. And if we sit here and fight each other, you're giving those people a chance to really do some things. Hey, Miss Olivia.
Hey, Jay Wilson, everything you said, I absolutely agree with. But I hit the link because I didn't want to fire up a video because I want to cuss a beef sector heifer out. So go on and finish what you saying because you are absolutely right. You are teaching the folk. But when you get to the petty part, can I please speak?
Baby, I'm almost finished. I'm almost finished,
Oh
Miss
no,
Olivia,
help
because I'm
me.
gonna let you get.
Look, huh?
I'm gonna let you
Hey,
get to the petty, but I'm gonna let
I'm
you get to the
no
petty
take your
part.
time because everything you
Yeah,
saying is the truth.
yeah,
Yes,
I'm
go
gonna let
ahead.
y'all get to the petty part. But I'm
Mm,
serious about this.
yes.
And I don't want to hear nobody bringing up King. Black History is coming in February. Stop eating them collard greens and do something. Black History ain't all about food, okay? King in 1967, before he died, baby, he was on that economic thing. He was on that Poor People campaign. He said that the civil rights in '63 was about bringing dignity to the people. But he said that the dream became a nightmare and he was mistaken on some things and he had to reevaluate some things. And when King started saying that, white Northerners was okay because the white folk in the South was extreme and they could say they barbarians. But when black people started moving in their neighborhood, it got different. It became different. And King started realizing that. And so this thing now is economic. And if we're really about diversity, then let's be about it. Women, whether you black, white, Asian, you are part of this. You didn't have the right to vote until 1920. Okay? And they still are paying you less. This is about you. Black people, this is about you. Because we were the only group brought here in chains. Nobody else was brought in slaves. And these people still think that we are less than. I'm just being real with you all right now. Spanish people, don't think because you Spanish that you out of the no, they don't like you either, and that's why they getting ready to send some of y'all home. Haitian people, okay, Caribbean people, Asian people, Okay, baby, they gonna get them Chinese restaurants and them nail places too. Don't think because you can do some good shrimp fried rice and you can do some good nails that you immune. I'm just being real. And them food prices getting ready to go up. How you gonna do a tariff on food from the places where we get most of the stuff from, and you think it's gonna be cheap for us? So you all look. I think we need to wake up. I know some churches in San Antonio right now that are getting ready to be sanctuary churches, and they are actually getting immigration lawyers in place because they feel like, baby, this is like another underground railroad, with the exception of these people aren't enslaved, but we're doing the opposite. Instead of keeping it in, we're kicking them out. It's just the opposite, but the same thing. We want your
But
free labor. Yeah.
Jay Wilson, can I tell you? Did you hear about the fact that he wants to? There were regulations put on for-profit prisons, and he's rolling back those
Uh huh.
laws. And so now he is going to make it so that for-profit prisons will be able to profit again. A lot of states, took away, got rid of for-profit prisons. Now Tennessee never did, right? So do people
Hmm.
realize that a lot of these immigrants, and especially a lot of black people, gonna be put on the plantation 2.0,
Yes.
which is the for-profit prison? Because people, do
Yes.
you realize that when you're in a for-profit prison, they get paid, the state and the federal government gets paid for every head that they have in there. So they don't want to
Profit.
send all of them back. They want to fill up these prisons too,
Yes,
because it's
it
gonna
is
make Trump
profit.
money.
The food people get money. Everybody makes money off for-profit prison. And the sad part about for-profit
Yep.
prisons are that the corrections officer get paid less and trained less as well. Okay, I'm telling you all, and for-profit education getting ready to thrive.
Oh yeah,
For-profit
absolutely.
education
Because they want to
is
resegregate schools. Do you agree with that?
Oh,
See,
not
they
only
can't.
that, but they want to put education where it is a job
Mm-hmm.
thing. It ain't about
Yep.
learning no more. It's about getting you prepared to work in the
That's right.
job. It's an industrial complex that they're trying to put on our kids,
Yes, it
and y'all
is.
better
And you,
realize that.
yeah, yeah,
So I'm
yeah,
telling you,
yeah.
some of these schools of choice ain't school of choice. Choice ain't
Nope.
good when the choice is less than. Choice
Mm-hmm.
ain't good when the test scores ain't no better than the public schools. Y'all better
Mm-hmm.
wake up.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Yeah,
the
it's
real
true.
school of choice, if it's really a school of choice, you would be able to go to those really exclusive prep schools. Baby, them people ain't taking you in. But baby, they
Voucher
do
or not?
know, let me say, they know that these charter schools get money. Baby, them charter
Mm-hmm.
schools are just like the for-profit prisons. The more asses in the classes, the more they get paid.
Yep.
They are stuffing kids in classrooms to
Yep.
get paid. Y'all better, y'all
And
better,
they are
y'all better
they
really go ahead, Olivia.
no, I'm just gonna say they're trying to pass the voucher. They want to push these school vouchers forward in the state of Tennessee. And what that's going to do is they're only going to be there's going to be like a school voucher lottery, right? So if you get a voucher, you're going to be able to send your kid to these private schools, right? And so we know that, and even though you have a voucher for the private school, you still have to pay a portion of the tuition, right? And so if you can't afford to do that, then you're going to have to go send your kid to an underfunded public school. And so that is a form of resegregating schools. So now, back in the day, prior to the civil rights and and the integrating schools and all this and all that, we know that our children went to black schools, and even though we had old books and things of that nature, we were still educating our children. Well, people don't remember those days. These young people of today don't remember that, and a whole lot of them, because of the public school system and because of a lot of other factors, will they still be able to get that high quality of old black teachers that we used to have? That's the question. So you're going to have to
But see, this is
relearn.
the thing, Miss Olivia. Not too
Mm,
many people are going in the profession because it doesn't pay,
yes, that's what
and
I mean. Yeah, you don't have that quality anymore.
you
You know what
don't.
I
It,
mean?
it doesn't
And I
pay.
I, I
And see,
remember
back
when
in the
I
day,
was in
only that's the
school.
only thing that black people could do back in the day. You know
Yes,
what I'm saying?
yes, absolutely.
So yeah, we got some really big problems. You all, let me say this. Somebody asked, how can we protect our rights by helping others? See, my thing is, we ain't free until all of us are free. And I know we don't believe in that, but I think King came to that realization. I think
He
black people
did.
need to. I think black people need to preserve their dignity. And I think
Yes.
black people need to know that we are somebody. But in the meantime, we're not going to
Mm,
oppress other people because we know as an oppressed people how that
yes.
it can be worse for us. And so my thing
Right.
is this. I'm telling you, let me, Miss Olivia, I saw Tony Rock, Chris Rock brother last night at the Comedy
Mm-hmm.
Club. But that
Mm-hmm.
boy was spot on. And he said, Mexicans, you ain't always done black people right. He said, I'm
Mm-hmm.
telling y'all now. He said, so we gonna help you out. He said, we know the Underground Railroad. He said, we know all the routes and everything. He said, we're gonna be meeting at the Alamo.
Mm-hmm.
He said, we gonna help you through. But he said, you
Mm-hmm.
gotta remember, you gotta treat us right. He said, because if they did a raid here now, they gonna take
Mm-hmm.
you too. They gonna take
Yeah.
you too. Don't you
Yeah.
think that because your hair's a little straighter that you immune? Okay?
Right. You're right.
Let
Yeah.
me say this. Let me say this. White people don't even like poor white people. See that one
No, they
percent,
don't.
they don't even like
No, they
poor
don't.
white people.
No.
Nothing has changed from Thomas Jefferson's day
Mm-mm.
because
Mm-mm.
those white people did not like poor white uneducated people either. And they
Mm-mm.
felt that it
Mm-mm.
was their duty, it was their God given duty to run this country because they knew what's best. And we have this same thing with these Elon Musk and all of these people thinking that they know what's best for our country and that we don't know better for ourselves. And the same attitude that prevailed in the colonial times is prevailing today.
They
Let me
trying to.
tell you
That's what
something.
it be by making
History is
America great
important.
again.
Y'all
Yeah.
better know y'all history because this
Mm-hmm.
stuff ain't changed. It's just
Mm-hmm.
different people with more technology.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
I'm just being real with you all today, and
Yes, it is.
I'm seeing it. Like I said, I know we beef, I know we do all of this stuff, but at the end of the day, let me say this: I can put
Yeah.
all of this stuff aside. Let me tell you, me and Miss Olivia have been going at it since day one. But let me tell you something: me and Miss Olivia can put foolishness aside when it's
So
coming
birthday
to
or the other
this
day.
kind of stuff. Because let me say this: at the end of the day, baby, I don't want Miss Olivia to be going to jail and picking no cotton, and I know she don't want me to either. Let me
No,
tell you something.
absolutely
This
not.
YouTube thing, this is a
Mm-hmm.
coin. It is like it's almost like doing Avon, baby.
That's
This ain't big jump. Now I
mm-mm.
don't know Miss Olivia from a can of paint, but I do know that Miss Olivia is a black woman, and I do know that this DEI initiative is going to hurt her, not only because of her sex, but because of her race. It's gonna hurt me. It's gonna hurt everybody. Okay, and we already see what DEI elimination is doing. Look at Donald Trump's. Look at his cabinet. Those people aren't qualified, and this
Mm-mm.
is what we gonna see.
Mm-hmm.
All these
Well,
people are qualified to do is his bidding. That's the
yeah.
only qualification they have.
Well,
I want
take
y'all to see this.
Hegseth. Said Hegseth in particular. The reason why he's going to be over the military is because he knows nothing. He's not a politician. He absolutely knows nothing about the military. But what the reason why they want to put him in place is because of Project 2025, because they're
Correct.
going to want to institute a military state,
Keep on
right?
going. I'm
And
gonna come back
so
home.
okay, and so he knows that that won't be a problem. You know what I mean? And I hate to, I clicked the wrong video for Jay Wilson because I did come up here to be petty, and I didn't feel like striking up a video, but now I feel bad and I'm gonna have to step down when he come back so I can be petty on my own channel, even though I didn't want to strike up a video. Okay, but I will. But Jay Wilson this is a very serious conversation, and unfortunately a lot of our people are going to find out by the time they realize what's going on, they're really going to have to struggle, right? And I'm sure it's not none of you guys, but unfortunately, a lot of our people will see. Not even in the days of the civil rights movement, that our black people agree with Dr. King. We were not even unified back then, But there's a different day and a different age, and in this day and age, eventually, you're going to have to choose. You're going to have to choose to survive because like Jay Wilson said, they are more technologically advanced these days. And because of that, I think that this is going to be the 2.0 version of a Hitler, of a fascist regime, of a fascist regime. That's why you got somebody like Elon Musk that's on the spectrum doing a Zig Heil, at a inauguration ceremony, you know. And so you just got to really watch the signs. It's just real scary. And not so much for me, because see me, I done retired, I done lived my life. But what I am afraid for is the young people, because they are not used to this. A lot of young people don't even know their history. So if you don't know your history and you're being slammed with this stuff, all of a sudden, it's going to take you a little quick minute to catch up with what really is going on, in the world. And that's scary. But while they try to play catch up, more things are going to be going to be thrown at their way. So I'm scared for the young people. That's what I'm scared, because they don't have any idea of what's in store for them. That's my issue.
And this is
I'm
why they
scared
don't
for the
want
young
them to
people.
learn their history in college
Absolutely.
or high
Yeah.
school,
Or
because
even high
again, once you
school.
know
Yeah.
that, then you have empowerment to say, no, this
Yeah.
is
That's right.
wrong. This is not
That's
right.
right. That's
And
right.
so you all, let me say
Yeah.
this. Um, Conscious content creators, and notice I said conscious content creators. You all, we need to really, I mean, it's okay to beef and do all of this, but when it
Hmm.
comes to this stuff and when it comes to the government, there needs to be a voice in the wilderness, and people need to
Yeah.
cry out, because
Yeah.
this is no different than
Yeah.
Germany, except,
No. Mm-mm.
it's a little bit slicker and they're doing it a
Mm-hmm.
little bit,
2.0. Yeah.
but let me tell you something. He
Mm-hmm.
let those people out
Mm-hmm.
on
Mm-hmm.
September 6th, and
Yeah.
those people terrorized the lawmakers.
Mm-hmm.
They assaulted and tried to kill police officers,
And he don't even care
and
about
people are
that.
coming
Yeah.
against that because they don't stand for the blue when you beating up the
Mm-mm.
blue.
No, no, they don't. Donald Trump is a criminal. Do you see what I'm saying? And his army, his lawmakers are like the petty rollers of old. All those January, what do you call them, the January 6th hostages,
That's what he's
the
calling them.
oath keepers and the Proud Boys. See, those are his police officers, right? Because they only want bloodshed. They'll move where he tell them to move, as long
Yeah.
as they get to kill up folks and it's in their best
and,
interest,
and they and they
because their
believe in
level of
him.
hatred. You don't care about the police.
Yeah,
You don't like the police.
they believe in him now because
Yeah,
he's actually got them out. I mean, one
yeah,
of them had a 22-year sentence and
yeah,
got out.
yeah. Really,
And so they believe that
depart
they are
all of them.
emboldened to him.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you all, we gotta we really gotta watch this kind of mess. And even the judges and the courts are speaking out. And I'm
Yeah.
gonna say this: I pray to God that these news organizations get their stuff together. Now, I'm gonna tell you about these news organizations. These news organizations scare me because
Mm-hmm.
a lot of them are owned by
Propaganda.
corporations.
Yeah.
ABC is owned by Disney,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
we can go
They're
on.
not going to want to lose money, Jay Wilson. So it's going to be
Correct.
like the media. But see, the media, like the, what do you call it, the free press. Like, we are considered, whether you like it or not, kind of like free press. Because we're online, we're not owned by anybody. But take a Don Lemon, right? So he used to be CNN. So now he can say what he want to say the way he want to
Yes.
say it. He showed a clip of an old interview that he did of Elon Musk, when he was asking Elon Musk about racism
Hmm.
and slavery, and Elon Musk has the nerve to say that we were all once slaves. All of our ancestors were once slaves. But what Don did with the Don's follow up response should have been, but no form of slavery has ever been committed on any type of people as severe as chattel slavery. You see
Chattel
what I'm
slavery.
saying? He should have followed up with that, but he didn't follow up with that. But he was like, so Elon Musk, what he was saying was, you don't have a argument when it comes to slavery, black people, because we have all been slaves at one point in time, our ancestors, but they have never been chattel slaves. See, that's the difference. You
Yeah,
see what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah,
And
yeah.
so, like I said, Jay Wilson, I came over here to be petty, and you having
Okay.
such a good conversation. I agree with everything that you're
Yeah.
saying, because you are
Yeah,
absolutely on
I want
point.
y'all to just be, I just want you all to be aware. I'm
But
telling you, Olivia,
mhm,
churches and
yeah,
conscious minded people
yeah,
are getting ready to be sanctuaries. They are getting ready for the police to raid.
churches. They are already getting ready to
He
hide
don't
people.
respect nobody or nothing. Donald Trump don't. He don't
Mm-mm.
respect nobody. Only thing he respect is the almighty dollar. All right, that's the only thing that he respect. Okay, he was up there praising tariffs at his inauguration speech. And did you see that black fool from Detroit up there? His closing prayer. Did you see? Did you see how he acted, Jay Wilson? That pastor from Detroit.
Yeah, I did. I did.
I was like, oh my God. See, this is the reason why you gotta treat people how to teach you. Teach people how to treat you, right? And so when they see a fool like this up there, coupled along with that HBCU from Mississippi, in that marching band that they had on
Mississippi Valley State.
inauguration day,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I mean, like, I'm like, okay, is he for real? Are they for real? Like, why would you do that? Like, you don't have no pride. You know what I mean in yourself. As a collective. Individually, yeah. You know what I mean, but collectively, no. So the collective looks at black people because they all bunch us in a one group. The collectives look at black people as less than because you see these jigaboos up here shucking and jiving and acting a fool and not having no pride for their own community. Okay? Now, see, that's part of
But
the
you know,
problem.
but Miss Olivia, they have issues too because with them, they're in Mississippi. So if they
Hmm.
shun Donald Trump, they already getting a little funding right now for their school.
Right.
So
They
they're
are.
saying that we don't have nothing to lose because at the end of the day, if we're seeing as we perform for the president, well, maybe
Hmm.
our school can survive because Mississippi Valley State, they want to close it down. So
Yeah,
I
they
guess this
do.
is
And I guess
their
they
way
would,
to
yeah.
survival. So I can't be mad at them.
And I,
But
I can't be mad at them, but Jay Wilson, but oh Lord, you still got to have some pride. We're in perilous times.
we are.
You know what I mean? And nobody wants to martyr themselves. Gone are the days of the men like Malcolm X and Martin Luther King and Bayard Ruskin and James Baldwin. See, gone are those days. Nobody wants to martyr themselves anymore. And you can't even be mad at nobody because they don't want to martyr themselves. You know what I mean? But you still got to have some level of discretion if you want these people to respect you. That fool up there from Detroit, them people was even laughing at him in the background. I mean, like he did too much. If you want to get up there and do a prayer, okay, but did you have to act like that? You was doing the most. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? That is so
You know what though,
degrading.
Olivia? I was in protest. I didn't even watch it. I
It
couldn't even
was
watch it.
so
I couldn't even
bad.
watch it.
I was like,
I was
what?
like Michelle Obama. I'm like, I ain't going to that.
Michelle was standing on business. Once Michelle is not having it. She didn't even go to poor Jimmy Carter's funeral. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
She is
I
not
mean,
having it.
but
She is
it's
not.
perilous times. And my thing is, you
Yeah.
mentioned John Lemon, and see, people like that are on hit list number one
Oh
because
yeah.
those are the people who can speak out and really make a
Oh yeah.
difference.
Yeah. Not
And,
even him. Don't you know that they are trying to silence Jimmy Kimmel, a
oh
fellow
my
white
God,
man? They are
yeah.
trying to take his show off the air, honey. They don't
So
want him on the air at all because it's propaganda. So the only thing that we have right now is free press, right?
that's
I
it.
read an article talking about free press, right? But you know what happens in Russia? They kill free press in Russia,
Okay. But
okay?
that's what they're
And
trying to do.
so,
That's what I'm
yeah,
afraid of.
that's what
See,
they're trying
that's
to
what I'm
do.
saying.
Yeah,
That's what I'm
yeah,
afraid of because
yeah,
the free press is the fourth estate. And
yeah,
they can really bring out some things like the
yeah.
Vietnam War and all of that. They
Yes.
were very critical to
World
that.
War Two.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So my
Yeah,
thing is if you get rid of the free press, then
yeah,
then you have state media that can
yeah.
just put anything on out to make people believe any
Yes,
old thing.
absolutely, absolutely.
And
even during the
I don't
even
think.
during the marches, when Martin Luther King had it not been for the free press, and some of them, started showing black people being bitten by dogs and holes, it went international, right? So then the country had to move, right? And so it was just not out of the goodness of anybody's heart. And God rest his soul, even JFK. Like even in World War II, the Americans knew what was going on in these Nazi death camps, right? But a free press photo came out, and then America started trying to play like they was the hero. right? So the reason why even to this day America is paying restitution, even though they ain't never gave it to us, to the Jewish peoples, is because they knew what was going on in these Nazi death camps, and if you know, then that means you are complicit, right?
Well, see,
So
this is what I'm saying, and this is why I say don't tell. Let me say this, you all. I don't care if some black people go buy liquor with their money. You can't tell people what to do with their money. My thing
right.
is you can't dictate like that because at the end of the day, a lot of these people have been scarred. I don't like
Hmm.
how they try to treat black people as imbeciles, like we don't know how to take care of our business. Black people
Well,
are
they don't
survivors.
want. Let me tell you something, Jay Wilson. I'm glad you said it because I was talking about this on my channel. Here's the thing, right? See, what Dr. King did, a lot of people criticize at this day and age, right? But he was right. But even he didn't have a choice but to fight for our civil and human rights. He didn't have a choice, right? But he later figured out that, hey, this dream done burnt to the ground. You know the quote I said the other day, right? So he started fighting for class, equal, for everybody, black and white. It became a class. He was wanting to start, protesting, for people to get equal pay and better housing, and for money to be divided, in a better way, right? Which affected the oligarchs, and then they had to kill him, right? And so the thing is that because of capitalism, when it comes to black people, this is why it's scary for us right now because they want to take away your DU. They want to take away any chance of you having a decent job, earning a decent living. So their plan is to kick out the Hispanics and the Latinos and the Haitians, all of the immigrants, out, and they want to subjugate you to back to picking cotton or picking fruit, in order to or being a maid for these, white folks and stuff in order for you just to be able to survive to help your family. See, the reason why they can't get rid of black people, especially ADOS black people, is because not just because your blood is in the soil, just like theirs, because this country don't belong to nobody but the indigenous Indians anyway, right? So they can't send you back to Africa. You know why? Because they need you to break your back working for them because that helps the economy. They just don't want to tell you that. The reason why they don't let you be separate but equal, which is when Malcolm X spoke of that, he was absolutely right. We know that won't work. The reason why they won't let you do that is because we've seen a perfect example of that in Tulsa. Because they don't want you to be able to compete on equal footing. You can't
Correct.
even go out to Oklahoma somewhere, where it's not populated and set up a colony without them bombing it. Okay, because they will be in fear that you are going to start be able to compete on equal footing with them. Okay, that is but they do want to move you around from place to place for labor, and so
And this is and Miss
Lincoln even did
Olivia,
that.
this is
Hmm.
why I had to disagree with Booker T. Washington because see, Booker T. Washington was about that labor, which I don't have a
Hmm.
problem with. But
Right,
we shouldn't be subjugated to work for white
right.
people all our lives. Whereas
Yes.
W.E.B. Du Bois was like, "Oh, y'all got to think bigger than this.
Hmm.
Y'all got to think
Hmm.
bigger than this."
Think bigger than that. And then like they was praising Lincoln. Everybody thinking Lincoln is just say no, honey. He needed that labor to move from the south to the north because it was the onset of the Iron Age. He needed our ancestors' black labor to move from down south so that they could go work in the factories. Okay, that was the main catalyst. One of the main catalysts for freeing the slaves. They needed the workers in the south to move to the north to work in the factories. It ain't because he felt he got God in his life and he felt like these people need to be free. It wasn't cause it was economic. Even to this day, things are economic. We live in a capitalist society, which don't make no sense to me. Why they allow Trump to become in office when he wants to be the king? I thought these white folks was trying to get rid of the king. Okay, they didn't want nobody dominating one man dominating over them. That's why they fled from England,
But
from
Miss Olivia,
Britain.
even these white people don't know. See, that's the problem. This is why Trump like those uneducated white people because
Absolutely.
they don't know. And my thing is they don't understand that
Yep.
he doesn't care for you. He's
No,
using you,
it's
and
a
that's how it's always been. And like
It's
Lyndon B.
affecting us
Johnson
too.
said,
Yeah.
if you can make a poor white man think that he's better than the best colored
Mm-hmm.
man, you can take
Mm-hmm.
the money right out of his pockets.
That's right.
And he
That's
said,
right.
if you can find him somebody to,
That's
make you,
right.
he'll give you the
That's
money.
right.
And this is
Which is
exactly what I'm
also
saying.
in part, I don't mean to interject, but it's also in part the reasoning behind the Civil War. See, a lot of the poor white folks, were for the North as well, right? Because they wanted better, paying jobs. They wanted a better position in life. Now here in the state of Tennessee, this is still one of the more poor states in the union, right? So historically, if you know anything about, there were even only even a couple of thriving plantations in the state of Tennessee, right? Because the poor white trash was competing against the black people and even the slaves for work. They were mad at the slaves because they couldn't get paid working on these plantations that they had, down here in the state of Tennessee. That's how poor the state was, right? And so they really had to work alongside each other. They got a couple of coins of slaves, of course, and there were only a couple of slaves in this state in the first place, right? The soil is not just that good down here, and they couldn't even plant cotton in the state of Tennessee; it wouldn't grow, right? So whatever their farmland produced back then, it wasn't as lucrative as maybe somewhere in Mississippi or Alabama or those states, right?
Mhm.
And so they had to do what they had to do down here. So here's the thing. They still, even though they were working alongside the slave, for a few coins, they still thought that they were better than the slaves that they were working
Well, what happened?
alongside.
But you know what though? But this is what those wealthy planners did. They gave them jobs as police officers. They
Yeah,
gave
the
them those little
payrolls. Yep,
jobs,
yep,
those little bitty jobs to make them feel important. But
yeah,
still in all, even though they would do that, they still
yeah.
couldn't marry those planners' daughters because
No.
let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. It's always been about wealth. So
Yep,
if I
yep,
had
class.
paper and if
Yep.
you had a railroad, then we need to get together because
Mm-hmm.
if our
Yep,
families get together, even though we can't stand each other, but I'm gonna look
mm-hmm.
out for my daughter and you're gonna look out for your son. And so
Mm-hmm.
we're gonna go ahead and work together because now
Yep,
it's in the family.
yep,
Wealthy people look for wealth. They're not trying
yep,
to take care of nobody. They're just trying to merge to become even more powerful,
yep,
to really make a lot of money. So that's why,
yep,
this class thing was so deep. It
yep,
was so,
yep, yep.
integrated in society.
And 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 that's part of the reason why Donald Trump got a chip on his shoulder too, because Donald Trump, his daddy was a pimp and a drug dealer, right? And that's how they garnered their generational wealth. He took that money and started getting into real estate in New York, but he got off the boat and he owned the opium den and he was pimping out women. That's the start of their generational wealth. But see, because of that, they are not considered old money. See, old money is that Mayflower money, right?
The
The
old
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 money
money
is
is
the
the
true,
Astors, and the old money are the
right? Those
Carnegie
Mayflower people, right?
and the
The
Vanderbilts.
and the Vanderbilts and all of them, right? So that's that old money, right? So Trump, the chip on his shoulder is he could never sit at that table, right? Him, Bezos, Zuckerberg, all of them, that's considered new money, right? And so they are really competing. It ain't even against black and white. It's against class, like you said. It ain't even against poor people against rich people. It's against old money against new money, right? So we don't know exactly what's going on in the shadow government. We don't know what happened for real behind the scenes because we are simply pawns. But for whatever reason, Donald Trump feel like he got the upper hand right now. Until the 1%ers. Now maybe he's over. Maybe he got something over them right now. I don't know what's going on. But I can't. But there really is a fight between those different factions of money. But we are just stuck in the middle now. Donald Trump, he doing the same thing. That the Brits did at one point in time, right? Divide and conquer. So he got the common man on his side. The common white man don't even realize that he don't care nothing about them. Okay, so when he start getting what he want, he gonna kick them to the wayside. When their benefits start flowing away, when they realize that he is not getting them any more jobs and they are not garnering any more wealth than they had before, that is what is going to spur us on. And there is going to be a second civil war It's going to have to be because nothing can ever go back to the way it was. But see, the thing about what's different these days is it's a different class of people, Jay Wilson. These
Yeah.
younger people, and then the one thing they fucked up with dumbing down black people. I said this on my channel too, is they forgot to teach them young people to be scared of them. So when you push them for enough, they ain't gonna do nothing because they don't care anyway. They gonna retaliate back on you, right?
Hmm.
Even when it
Hmm.
comes to some of these poor white people, or some of these, I ain't even gonna say poor, everyday white folks, right? See, these people, a couple along with these black people and a lot of these pawns, because we are pawns, they're going to band together against Trump and his people, and that is going to be the start of a civil war. Now you gotta ask yourself, why do they want a civil war? They want a civil war because they really think they want to overturn the Constitution of the United States of America and turn this country into what they want it to be. Do you see what I'm
Correct.
saying? And that's why
Yeah.
he's even threatening Canada right now. He's threatening Mexico. He got a problem with the Panama Canal. He thinks he's going to box this country in, right? But every country works together. And if you keep poking at these Jenga chips, after a while, you're gonna destroy your own country. But we already know that before the white man let this country be equal and they not have the upper hand because they are insecure, they will burn it to the ground. Just like the
Mm.
Romans burnt their
My
own
God,
stuff to the
today.
ground. They did it all by themselves. And it
Mm.
floated from the inside. They couldn't get along. That's
Hmm.
what we seeing in this country right now. That's just my
Yeah.
opinion. I ain't
Okay.
psychic, but they would
Now, Miss
rather burn it to
Olivia,
the ground.
look, Miss Olivia, I gotta go in a few minutes, so go ahead and be
Okay.
petty because I
Oh, you
feel
want me to
like I
be
know what
petty
this
real
petty.
quick?
I
Oh,
feel like I
thank you
know what this
so much.
pettiness is about, but I'm gonna let you go ahead and have your way
Oh,
because we don't
yes.
censor
Thank you
on
so
this
much.
platform.
Oh, thank you. Okay, so I was over there listening to KRN, right?
Hmm.
So can you hear me? Okay, so
Oh,
they
I
over
hear you
there talking
fine.
about they want to do for a love of ZX, right? So they're talking about possible candidates, women of a certain age, and this intrinsic chick who says, "What about Miss Olivia?" And so I dropped down in the chat said, no, Miss Olivia is married, and even if I wasn't married, like, why would I do some kind of online dating show? You see what I'm saying? So I thought
Hmm.
the bitch was throwing shade, right? So I clicked the link because I didn't appreciate that. Because bitch, don't disrespect me or mine just cause you trash, okay, bitch? So anyway, I clicked the link and I'm talking normally, right? And then Ness starts to interject with that big loud ass microphone with a crackhead motherfucking ass. And she called herself getting real, real loud because she's so insecure and about her waste of a life. She don't want you. She don't want to hear the truth, right? So, bitch, this is why I clicked Jay Wilson's link. Ness, let me tell you something, girl. You are a whole wasted life, right? You are a abomination to God, bitch. You are a fucking crackhead. You are a motherfucking K cup looking trifling ass bitch. You can't even go out the house without putting on a ton or two of makeup and a motherfucking wig and per lemon, bitch. You still look like a motherfucking crackhead. Bitch, the nerve of your dusty, forever worthless ass trying to come for me, bitch. See, the problem between me and you, bitch, is that you don't know how to how do I put it? You don't know how to live life to its fullest. Now you in your 40 years old trying to walk back when you was 28 or 29 years old. Bitch, it's too late, bitch. You're gonna be forever a crackhead. You're gonna be forever Craig. And no matter what you do on here, they still gonna see you as the worthless motherfucking prostitute that you are, bitch. So the nerve of you. And as far as the other shade that was thrown to me by King Roman, nigga, I caught that too, and I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck about none of you hoes. All of you bitches can kiss my motherfucking ass, bitch. Okay? But it's an intrinsic. Girl, I don't even know nothing about you, but you such an ass kisser. I don't give a fuck. But Ness, bitch, you been throwing shade at me for a couple of days, bitch. Okay, and if you only had a brain, bitch, and I realize half of it is gone because of drugs, bitch. But what you should do is leave me the fuck alone, bitch. Okay, especially when I'm not messing with you, you worthless piece of trash, bitch. You ain't going, don't matter how good you doing now, bitch. When you fully relapse, cause you tweaking around with the shit now, cause you just doing it a little bit at a time. but you're trying to be a functional crackhead, right, bitch? And a functional alcoholic. But bitch, when you finally go off the edges, bitch, you're gonna be right back on this motherfucking internet looking stupid and crying cause you high and drunk and doing more and more F's. Bitch, you don't know if you want to be gay or straight, bitch. You don't know if you want to be a man or a motherfucking woman, bitch. Okay, don't nobody take you seriously. And I just wanted to get over here on Jay Wilson's because you was talking so loud. That mic is so loud because you are so insecure, bitch, that nobody could hear anything that I was going to say. But bitch, I wasn't finna holler over a motherfucking microphone, bitch, because you are trash. Now and forever, motherfucking more, bitch. You and that whole motherfucking crew. That's just like you motherfuckers had, and deservedly so. But the nerve of you, Pizarro, and motherfucking Uppity up there trying to talk about me in reference to anything that Ronnie Q got going on, bitch, all of you hoes are less than. All of you hoes are unkept. You, Pizarro, Uppity, and motherfucking Ronnie Q. You bitches is unkept. Okay, that's what's wrong with you. You
And
have no
speaking of
truth
that, did
about
you did,
yourself.
did you did
You
you see
are
that
no
picture?
motherfucking women.
Did
You
you
bitches
do?
is trash.
Did you see?
I'm
But
sorry, go ahead.
before I leave, though, because I'm about to leave. But did you see that
Mm-hmm.
picture? Did you see
Child,
that
I seen
picture?
that picture. That bitch
Huh?
always trying to talk about somebody motherfucking else playing Pictionary shit. And bitch, you over there looking like you stuffed to get. And bitch, why the fuck are you married wearing a motherfucking moo bitch? Ain't you younger than me? Why the fuck are you looking like somebody's grandmama over there? CJ Wilson, that's what I mean by unkept. Okay? Now, we know that Ness is a motherfucking crackhead, bitch. You can't talk about nobody. You got to put on a pound or two of makeup and an ugly ass Amazon wig, bitch, before you step out your
Let me
door
move my
with
car.
your K leg and out, bitch. You still ugly. You got several chins too with your black ass, bitch. And motherfucking uppity girl. You too young to run around toothless and be as delusional as you are, but I realize mental illness is real. And Bizarro, we know what you look like with your big duck lips and them coat bottom motherfucking glasses. The nerves of you dusty, unkept hoes. And for the fact that you bitches is younger than me, and this is all you got going for yourself, but you always want to talk about somebody, you hoes, you are unkept, okay? Anything like any picture of myself that I got up now, or even when if I was looking a mess and somebody done blew it up, bitch, I still don't look unkept. You whores are unkept. You are not ladylike. I don't know if you grew up in a barn. I don't know if your mamas was crackhead. I don't know how you bitches was raised, but it wasn't right. Because if it was right, you hoes wouldn't be on here presenting yourselves the way that you motherfucking do. You get over here drunk. You talking about you got motherfucking kids. You got kids you don't fool with. You got kids you don't know how to deal with. You bitches is unkept, uncouth, and uncivilized. Now I realize I get around here and I roast and I gag Jay Wilson and all this and all that. But what I am never not is not unkept. I am not never dusty. I have never been a present. I've never been a prostitute or presented myself with no teeth. As young as you motherfucker, and then Pizarro, you supposed to be the younger side of them all. And look at you, bitch. You run around dusty. They say your clothes is dirty with some kind of musty smelling ass hat on your motherfucking head. Bitch, how the fuck is you going out in public like that and you supposed to be young and nasty? The reason why you gotta apply so much makeup in these ugly ass wigs, bitch, is cause you a crackhead, bitch. It don't matter if you say you 29. So you want to roll your life back to around when you was 29, bitch. Is that when it went out of hell when you was 29? Bitch, you can't redo it. It ain't no redoing life. And uppity, girl, I just can't even drag you because it's just a mistake. Okay, girl, you just is unfortunate, right? And as far as Ronnie Q, bitch, that's what you get, bitch. Okay, because you always around here playing Pictionary with some motherfucking body, bitch. Okay, you look like you get ready to explode, bitch. Do you walk your dogs or do your dogs walk you, bitch? That's the fuck I want to know. Always, you just, you walk, y'all, ugh. Like I be trying to keep it cool and not really even go there. But you bitches is unkept. Okay, and if you don't know what unkept means, bitch, Google it. Okay, you hoes is trifling. You bitches is less than. And I don't even mean no harm. It's just the truth. So the next time you bitches ever try to come for me, especially you, Ness, you fucking bitch, I used to help motherfuckers like you, bitch. Okay? That's how I know what the fuck your world consists of, bitch, with your trifling, nasty looking motherfucking ass. Bitch, you don't have so many dicks down every orifice of your body. You look like you a walking around piece of bacteria. Bitch, you look like you a permanent yeast infection, bitch. You nasty whore. You a walking motherfucking disease counter, bitch. That's what the fuck you are with your disgusting self and your disgusting life. It's just ugh. But anyway, Jay Wilson, thank you for letting me share this
Okay,
with you
well,
all
look.
because I
The views of the
uh
host are not those of the guest, but the guest has the
exactly.
right to say what she has to say, vice
Thank you so
versa.
much.
So, Miss
Thank
Olivia,
you.
they may come up.
Mhm.
I'm just letting you know. But I
And that's
mean,
just
say
fine.
how you really feel, Miss Olivia. But you know, sometimes
I
you
had
don't
to.
feel like arguing. I get it.
I did. I could not shout over her. And the first person I saw live with you, I said, "Well, you know, Jay Wilson just as petty as I am." Oh, let me tell you this real quick, and I know you got to go. So Bertha May over there trying to give me an inquisition the other day, and she brought up your name, and I said, Bertha May, me and Jay Wilson have been going back and forth since I've been on this motherfucking B sector, right? And he don't care no more than I care. He is the one that named me Hattie Mae, bitch. Okay? He just as petty as I am, bitch. So don't be trying to question me about what go on between me and motherfucking Jay Wilson, bitch. Do you understand that Hattie Bertha May? Do you see how I
Let
clicked
me
that
say
link
this.
and you let me
But Miss
right back
Olivia, this
up,
is the
bitch?
thing. And let me say this. Let me say this. Why, Miss Olivia,
The
y'all know I don't give a damn. I'm
thank
to the
you.
point where I don't give a damn about this
And I don't
YouTube
either.
thing, baby. I'm
Exactly.
here about my coin and my dollar, and I'm gonna let y'all sit here and be upset and be angry and do all of
uh,
this stuff because,
and,
honey,
and,
at the
and,
end of
and
the day,
overly
I don't.
invested, and
Yeah,
overly
yeah,
invested, and all of
yeah,
that.
yeah,
See, that's the
yeah.
side that
So
Bertha made. That's the side of an overly invested bitch. She tried to talk
uh,
question me about something that happened 5 years ago. Jay Wilson, I didn't even know what the bitch was talking about at first. I
let me
had
tell
to
you
go
something.
up and think about it. I'm like,
Let me
bitch,
say this, y'all. I'm being honest. I don't care. That's why Miss Olivia can come on. Because one thing is, people don't run my platform. I run my
exactly,
platform, and I don't.
exactly.
Only three people who can't come on my platform, and they know who they are, and they know why they can't come back on. So my
Mm-hmm,
thing is this: if you don't like, and I'm not trying to push people away. I'm just letting you all know that I don't censor people. I really don't. And even if I
mm-hmm,
don't agree with it, I just don't. And like I said, I
mm-hmm.
don't have. I ain't on Miss Olivia's side. I ain't on Bertha May's side. I ain't on
Exactly.
Brianna's side. Baby, I'm here to just run my platform and
Right.
entertain and go on about my business. I'm getting ready to go to the gym. So
That's how
again,
I
these
knew
are
I
some
could
things
get
that we
your
gotta do.
link.
That's
Right. That's
it.
how I knew I
That's
could
it.
get your link because I didn't want to. I don't want to have to pick some products and pick a
And let me say this, Miss Olivia. There's some
thumbnail
people in
and
here right now that don't like Miss Olivia, but that ain't my issue. I
sure
mean, you
is.
know,
I don't care.
that's when you say, let me go ahead and leave this church and I'll come back a little later.
Right.
But y'all,
But Jay
I'm
Wilson,
not
can you
gonna
tell the people that? Can you please tell the people that I don't give a care? I don't even want to say the
mm-mm,
F word, that I am eternally unbothered, bitch. Okay, I've been on here too long. Why do you fuck you think I don't even have to beef no more and I just come and do my commentary? I don't pick a side. One day it might go for you, one day it might not. I'm not overly invested. That is why I don't pick a motherfucker side, bitch. I just do me. So
mm-mm,
whether you like me or
yeah.
not is of no consequence to me because I'm still gonna do my commentary.
But
Okay,
at
and
the end of
like
the
Jay
day,
Wilson is
but
unbothered,
at the
so
end of
am
the
I.
day, let me say this though. But at the end of the day, what we really want you to pay attention to what we were talking about at the beginning of this. See, that's
That's
what I
right.
really want you to
That's
pay
right.
attention to. All of this
That's right.
foolishness
Now
here,
that's
it
real.
is what it is. But I
That
want
but
you all to
what's
pay attention to what's really
yes,
going on in this country,
yes.
okay? Because
That's
this
why I try
YouTube
to
stuff
spit a
ain't gonna
couple
take
of
you
facts, Jay
nowhere.
Wilson. That's
Yeah,
why I
it ain't
try to
gonna.
spit a couple of facts. And
Yeah,
don't you
yeah.
know, ignorant ass crackhead Des had a poll on her channel telling me some who doing politics better, Ronnie Q or Olivia, and then down in the comments said she was just being messy because they were saying words Jay Wilson. She was like, this ain't about Jay Wilson, I'm just being messy. Bitch, me and Ronnie Q and Jay Wilson been trying to help the public to some stuff they may not realize, right? So just
But you
cause
know what? But let me
crackhead
say
drunk
this
ass
though.
don't want to hear,
Let
don't
me
mean
let me say
somebody
this.
else don't.
Let me say this, Ness. Why don't you do politics? Because you have a
Exactly.
platform that can
Mm,
really help people. And at the end of the day, this
mm.
affects everybody. You as a woman, you as a
Yep.
Haitian immigrant, or at least your
Thank
parents.
you.
You know,
Mm,
do your mom and daddy eat dog? I don't think they
mm,
do, but that's what they're saying.
exactly.
So my
That's what
thing
they
is
saying
this:
about in
they're even
Ohio.
so yeah, so they're coming after
Mm,
all of these people. So my thing is, just focus your
yep.
attention on doing that. Don't worry about who do the politics better. Even though Ronnie Q, I ain't a fan of Ronnie Q, but if she's doing it, at least she's doing something. Because at the
She's
end of
doing
the day,
something.
somebody better say something. So
Somebody better
again,
say something.
Yeah. So, again, I just look at this Miss Olivia, and
Yep. See,
baby,
some
I was
people
enjoying
can't
myself at the
separate
comedy
it, Jay
club.
Wilson. See, here's the thing. Some people can't separate, right? Because they can't critically think, right? Now, I love the mess. You love the mess. Ronnie Q love the mess. But when it's time to be real, it's time to be real. See, that's how
It
me
is.
and Ronnie Q got into it the other day. Because I hit her panel on MLK Day, Inauguration Day, because I thought she was having a real discussion, and I wanted to, join in because they was banning her in the chat. But she was so petty that she couldn't even let me join. I clicked your link. You let me join in the serious conversation, but you also let me take time out to do the petty. When it's serious, it's serious, right? When it's petty, it's petty. There's a difference.
But you
And
know
what's
what,
going on
Olivia?
in this
But some
country
people
right
are
now
so
is
bothered.
serious.
But some people are
Mm-hmm.
so bothered that they can't distinguish between the two. And see, this is
Yes,
this is the thing. I
yes.
won't let ZX come up because my thing
Oh
is
yeah,
I don't know, because again, even if he's serious, he's outstayed his welcome for me. But
yeah.
there's some other people. But like I said, anybody can come up on the link if they're serious. Now if you start
Mm-hmm.
acting foolish, I'll just go ahead and drop you.
Right.
I'm trying to keep my cussing down like to once a month because
Ooh,
baby, I
now
cuss a
Jay
lot.
Wilson, you did enough cussing for 2 months yesterday.
I'll tell you what,
Now
but
I
I
don't
felt
know
real
what
good.
happened between you and Simon, but bye
Well,
bye.
I got
I
tired of
gonna
him
lie,
always dogging. Let me tell you
I
something.
loved it. You keep saying
I,
B, shut
I,
him up, B. I was like, oh,
I, I just got tired of him always trying to talk to women that way, and I'm like, well, let me talk to you like you talk to them women, and see
ooh,
if you
child,
like it. But
I appreciated
it
that
was a
yesterday.
turn.
That,
It
ooh,
was a turn on for him. It started being a turn on for him. I said,
I
let me
think
stop
it
this.
did. It tickled his pickle.
Oh my God!
It
I'm like, let me
did.
get up out of this because I'm
Cause
like,
his
this
voice
ain't.
dropped low. Mm, Jay Wilson. It
Well,
tickled
let me
his
tell you.
pickle. I ain't making no joke about that. I mean that. You know that stuff turns some folks on.
Well, I'm gonna tell you what. I tell you what. It
Mm-hmm.
was really interesting, but all I'm gonna say is because I had to get with uppity too. I mean, it's like, girl, y'all talking about women empowerment, and you talking about that lady ball spot, but don't get me started. It was so much going
Let
on,
me say,
and
look,
again,
we
that's
are so catty as women. It ain't no such a thing as women empowerment online, okay? I mean, these heifers so silly that they let anything like I don't even know how to explain. I
let
don't
me
even
say
you
this.
don't never hear me
All I
say nothing
know is
about
this.
women's empowerment.
I know
That's all I
Queen
know.
Tulsa came up. She knew the assignment, and she did what she did. And people
Yeah,
like, well,
Mr. Tulsa,
I don't know why you like her up here because I don't
because she
look you.
entertainment.
And the
Now
thing
tell the
is,
truth, Jay Wilson, shame the
I
devil.
know, but the thing
You know
is,
that bitch
I saw exact,
entertainment.
I
I
saw
know it.
exactly what she did, and then left. Talking about, okay, I gotta go, and here y'all up
Yeah,
here fighting, and you talking about this lady ball spot, but you didn't even like Queen Tulsa, but now you siding with her to get back at
yeah.
Catherine.
And then
Oh,
plus
y'all
Queen Tulsa
crazy.
is working for the House of Slytherin. Did you know that?
I heard, but it's
Yeah,
interesting.
Mr. Tulsa working for the House of Slytherin. So, we're supposed to own, incite anarchy. Do you see what I'm saying? But don't nobody care
Hmm.
about Tulsa or the House of Slytherin. We've
Yeah,
been through that too long. Do you see what I'm saying? But
yeah.
anyway, let me get off. But thank you, Jay Wilson. I appreciate you
And you all,
allowing
thank
me
you all for
to
coming on. I'm getting ready
spit
to
my
head on
way.
out, but I'll be back on later
Okay.
tonight. Thank you, Miss
All
Olivia,
right.
for that
All
serious
right.
talk. And
Thank you.
you
Have
have
a
a
nice
great
day.
evening. Y'all take care,
Absolutely.
peace, and love. Bye.